You know it's serious when Whoopi Goldberg isn't smiling, the lights are dimmer than usual, the chatter is gone, and there she sits blinking rapidly, lips tight, hands shaking slightly as she grips the edge of the courtroom table. This isn't a view, this isn't scripted TV. This is real life, and it's unraveling faster than anyone at ABC ever imagined because the woman staring her down from across the courtroom, it's none other than Carrie Underwood. Yes, that Carrie Underwood, country music legend, Grammy winner and now media accountability warrior. She didn't come with Mike this time. She came with receipts and an $800 million defamation lawsuit aimed squarely at Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny host, and the very network that gave them their platform, ABC. It started with a snide remark. It ended in court, and now Whoopi is breaking down while Carrie calmly watches it all unfold. Buckle up. This isn't just a fight over words. It's a cultural reckoning smash that, like button subscribe to stay in the loop. Because what you're about to hear is going to change daytime TV forever. Let's get into it. All began with what should have been a simple performance, a song, a stage, and a moment of unity. Carrie Underwood, a country music icon beloved by millions, was invited to sing at Donald Trump's second inauguration celebration. She accepted. For Carrie, it wasn't about party lines or personal endorsements. It was about doing what she always does, using her voice to bring people together, no matter who they voted for. Here.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
But when the cameras rolled the next morning on The View, all hell broke loose. Joy Behar kicked things off with that signature sneer of hers. Carrie Underwood, she said, tossing her hands in the air like she was throwing away trash, is either clueless or complicit. The audience gave a mixed reaction. Some clapped, others gasped, but that didn't stop the panel. She says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country? Sonny Holston leaned forward, her eyes sharp as ever, and delivered her own punch. Let's call it what it is. Carrie aligning herself with that administration. That's not unity. That's aligning with hate. And then came Whoopi Goldberg with a smirk that screamed, watch me go viral. Whoopi leaned into Mike and said, oh, Carrie must think this is just another country song, sweetie. This isn't a love ballad. It's a political disaster. Laughter erupted from the studio audience. Even the stage crew chuckled. The segment rolled on. The panel shifted topics. Carrie's name disappeared from the teleprompter, but backstage in Carrie's world, the damage had been done. Carrie didn't respond the way most celebrities do. She didn't tweet out a sarcastic comment. She didn't hop on TikTok with tears in her eyes. She didn't even post a black and white selfie with a dramatic caption. What she did do, she picked up the phone and dialed her lawyers. According to sources close to Carrie, she was stunned by the personal attacks. This wasn't political critique. It was character assassination disguised as TV banner. It wasn't just what they said, it was how they said it. The smirks, the mockery, the setup.
Boy, I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have no.
Harry, she was done letting it slide. Just weeks after that infamous episode aired, Carrie Underwood filed what quickly became one of the most talked about lawsuits in recent television history. The total, a jaw-dropping $800 million. The defendants, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Holland. And yes, ABC itself, the accusation, clear-cut defamation, strategic media bullying, and an orchestrated attempt to tear down a woman who simply sang a song at a political event. Her legal team, ruthless, they came armed with evidence that would make any PR rep's stomach drop. They had the full transcript of the segment. They had behind-scenes production notes. They had internal emails with subject lines like, use Carrie to stir outrage. One producer allegedly wrote, we need a spark tomorrow. Let Joy poke the patriotism angle. Whoopi can land the final jab. And just like that, it all began to unravel. Carr's lawsuit revealed that this wasn't a slip of the tongue. It wasn't spontaneous outrage. It was planned. Coordinated package for ratings, and it caused Carrie in the weeks following that segment. She lost a major endorsement deal with a health brand performance slot in awards. The show was mysteriously pulled, and behind the scenes there were whispers that Carrie had become too controversial. But instead of shrinking, Carrie stood taller. In her official statement to the press, she didn't mince words. This is not about party politics. This is about professional respect. It is unacceptable for any woman, regardless of her views, to be dragged, mocked, and targeted on live television for doing her job. The View, they didn't issue an apology. They didn't even acknowledge the lawsuit. At first, they smirked, they joked, they underestimated Carrie. Now they're not laughing. As the lawsuit gained steam, headlines exploded. Carrie Underwood sues The View for 800 million view hosts under fire for targeted character attack. Inside the lawsuit, that could change. Daytime TV forever, and Carrie, she stayed calm. She didn't jump into interviews or throw shade. She let the legal documents speak louder than any tweet ever could. The message was clear. This wasn't just about Carrie. This was about the culture, the cruelty, the careless power wielded by some of TV's biggest voices. And now that power is being challenged one lawsuit at a time.
Underwood will take the stage at Trump's inauguration singing America the Beautiful. She said to the Post, "I love our country and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future." Well, that wasn't good enough for the tolerant left, of course, who is outraged over Carrie being outed as MAGA. X is blowing up with jokes about how she should sing her hit song Before He Cheats. Some are calling for her to be boycotted and canceled. John Rich weighed in, saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys. Carrie is talented, she is graceful, she is a class act, she has great legs, not that it matters, but she is everything that the tolerant left is not.
The first day in court didn't just feel like a movie. It felt like the movie think high-stakes drama media frenzy. Outside the courthouse, camera flashes, exploding like fireworks, and a line of spectators wrapped around the block, just hoping to catch a glimpse of what many are already calling the media trial of the decade. Carrie Underwood arrived first. No red carpet, no glamorous entourage, just a navy blue power suit, her blonde hair pulled into a sleek ponytail, and a quiet resolve that practically screamed, "I'm here to win." She didn't wave to reporters. She didn't smile for the cameras. She just walked calm, cool, and with the kind of grace you'd expect from someone who's been dragged to the mud and come out cleaner than ever. Then came Whoopi Goldberg. The contrast was glaring. Draped in an oversized black coat and dark sunglasses, Whoopi stepped out of her vehicle with clenched lips and a stiff posture. Gone was the breezy talk show queen in her place, a woman staring down the barrel of a legal nightmare. Her trademark smirk nowhere in sight. Zero jokes, zero eye contact, just tension. Inside the courtroom, the drama intensified. Carrie sat silently at the plaintiff's table, occasionally whispering to her attorneys. Whoopi across the room fidgeted nervously, avoiding glances, her fingers clenching the armrest like it was a life preserver. Carr's legal team didn't waste a second. They kicked things off with a damning sequence of video clips the jury watched as Joy Behar mocked Carrie's patriotism. Sonny Hostin sneered at her morality, and Whoopi laughed at her intelligence and faith.
Oh, I get why she did it.
I say.
I mean, right? It is country music. I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I
You
can't
would
sing.
not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, "I love our country." How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions
Fine.
for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
So I get why she did it. I say, right, it's country music. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it even though I can't sing. No, I would not normalize him. And she says, "I love our country." How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon. which I can say now every day a lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons. Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say, don't do it because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story to.
Country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning. So she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
I say.
I mean, right?
Jury cringed, a judge frowned, then came the real Bombshell's emails, call logs, an internal memo straight from ABC staff, one email from producer read. Carrie's segment tomorrow, Let Joy Push Hard on Patriotism Whoopi, can finish with something scathing. Another, she's sensitive hit, the Trump note, guaranteed fluster. The courtroom was already tense, but what came next, nuclear voice memo, played a loud, crystal clear Whoopi's voice, recorded off air during rehearsal. Let's stir the pot, I want this. One rattled, she's not going to cry, but I bet she folds to silence, was deafening reporters' scribbled notes like mad cameras outside started buzzing. Whoopi lowered her head, visibly shaken. Eyewitnesses say she whispered something to her attorney and buried her face in her hands. At one point, she appeared to be wiping away tears with tissue. This wasn't just a PR crisis. This was career damage in real time. Carrie, she didn't flinch, she didn't need to speak. She let the facts speak for her eyes. Never left the screen, she didn't smirk, didn't gloat, she just sat there like a woman who had finally been heard. Legal experts watching from home took to social media, calling it one of the most strategic court presentations they'd ever seen. It's not just a case, one tweeted, as a cultural reckoning, and it was far from over.
Goldberg is on thin ice to the point where they're actually coming out with a new promo for The View. I know that show that we can't stand to watch because, you know, she does things like this. She spits when she says the president's name.
Listen, take him seriously and take him literally.
I don't think that we have to. I think it would be remiss of us to not say Joe Biden knows how to do this. Yes, he knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just.
But can I mention one thing? Because Trump is out there calling.
Did you say his name? I said his name. Yeah, it was a trick and it made me do it. But I'm just saying that that Biden knows what not.
As the courtroom session closed for the day, the real panic began back at ABC headquarters. Executives were losing their minds. Insiders leaked that emergency meetings have been happening every night since Carrie filed her lawsuit. But after day one in court, those meetings turned into full-blown crisis summits. One ABC staffer described it as DEFCON when the leaked internal memo circulating online was titled Urgent Managing the Carrie Fallout. And it didn't stop there. Advertisers were bailing. One major sponsor, reportedly worth over $20 million, annually sent a strongly worded letter to ABC expressing deep concern over recent developments. Others followed suit. Viewership began to dip. The show that once owned daytime TV was now a liability. Joy Behar, known for her defiant attitude, has reportedly expressed off-air regret. Sources close to her claim she's shocked at how badly this blew up Sunny host with a legal background. Herself has gone completely silent in media appearances.
So what's that about? Could it be that they felt she was just too much? I mean, they were going to be streaming and they need to take this product forward. And by the way, their streaming numbers are lousy. So they're thinking, okay, like let's move away from linear television and let's put The View on the weekend and let's do entertainment instead of politics. By the way, Listen, like over here on streaming, like in this land, it's all about authenticity. You can talk about politics. You can talk about a lot of stuff. In fact, your crazy Whoopi, she might actually have a better following online than she does in the sort of traditional, shall we say, network environment. But they can't figure that out, I guess, either that or she's holding out for more money. I kind of wonder if she's in the middle of contract negotiations. And that's in part why she stops spitting when she says the president's name. After all, he won. If you notice on that show, she's gotten extremely quiet. And now she's sort of relying on this one, Sunny Houston, to go on and on and on. Of course, Sunny Houston has no use for Doge or Elon Musk because, once again, they don't want to be exposed.
And word is she's lawyering up, but the person at the center of the storm, Whoopi ABC, is reportedly reviewing her contract. There's talk of suspension. Even termination executives are scrambling to determine whether Whoopi is worth the risk. After all, she's not just the face of the show, she's now the face of an $800 million legal catastrophe, some insiders whisper. It's not just about this case, it's about a pattern of legacy of unchecked commentary, controversial takes, and on-air attacks. And Carrie, she isn't stopping. She'll release another statement through her team. This is about every artist, every guest, and every viewer who's been publicly humiliated for entertainment. It ends now. The fallout isn't just corporate, it's cultural. Commentators are asking, has The View gone too far for too long? Is it time for daytime TV to be held to the same standards as everyone else? And most importantly, if Carrie Underwood wins this case, what happens next? Because this isn't just about restoring her reputation, it's about reshaping an entire industry. And Whoopi, she may have just taken her final seat at The View.